Okay, so the subject that I'm going to raise here, I somewhat touched on earlier in the sense I was discussing identity politics at the Oscars. I mean, the two stories aren't connected directly, of course, but they both touch on the issue of identity politics and what direction that's going in. So, this is a report from the Eye, which is the centre left, some would say hard left newspaper. I consider it centre left, but anyway, I'm just going to read out the report. It's not very long, so bear with me. Discriminated against for being white and straight. This is reports by Eleanor Barlow. A man who claimed he was rejected by a police force because he is white and heterosexual has said he believes many other men will have been discriminated against. An employment tribunal found Cheshire Police was guilty of discrimination against Matthew Furlong, 25, on the grounds of sexual orientation, race and sex after his application to join the force in 2017 was unsuccessful. Mr. Furlong said it has completely shattered my confidence in the police force recruitment system. Had I lied on my interview form and said I was bisexual, for instance, there's a strong possibility I would be working for Cheshire Police now. He added there are many other white heterosexual males who undoubtedly left the whole interview process with the impression they weren't good enough. The case has been adjourned until later this year for a remedy hearing to determine the amount of compensation. A spokesman for Cheshire Police said, "We've been notified of the outcome of this tribunal and will review the findings." Well, there's a few things notable here. Firstly, Cheshire Police isn't denying it. Not according to that report, and not according to the other reports that I've come across on this. They're not denying it. They're not saying, "Oh, we never discriminate on the grounds of race or sexual orientation or sex for that matter." That's significant to me. Why aren't they denying it? That indicates to me they're just, going along with this tribunal and seeing how much they'll have to pay out. And it's pretty ironic when a police force is essentially breaking the law. I mean, I need to check the smaller details of this, but unless I'm mistaken, discriminating against someone on the basis of race, sexual orientation, or sex is illegal in the United Kingdom. And here we have a major police force doing just that, or ostensibly doing just that. If that's not the reason he was rejected, maybe there was some other reason. Maybe they felt he didn't have other qualifications. Fine, but why aren't they denying it? That indicates to me that they done precisely that, and it really wouldn't surprise me because there is a drive, particularly in the emergency services. The fire brigade's also being accused of this, of deliberately using so-called positive discrimination, i.e., minority people will get a preference solely because they're minorities, and these forces want to make it look like they're diverse and inclusive. Now, I do understand the need for diversity in the police. I absolutely understand that, particularly in multicultural areas. Obviously, you can't have an all-white straight force. That wouldn't work. But it is fundamentally wrong to say to a young man who may be totally capable, he may be enthusiastic, he may have that drive for police work to keep the community safe, to stand up for victims of crime, to do everything that the police should involve. He may be brave, he may be physically fit, he may tick every single criteria needed, but hey, he happens to be white and straight and male. That's just fundamentally wrong. If that is the case, and I do emphasize if here, shame on Cheshire Police. It's an absolute disgrace. And given that it's illegal, I think they should face a fine to send out a message. And it's a pity it's come to that because, the money can be better spent on policing. That's where police money should go, on policing. But I do think there should be a fine because there needs to be a message that, or a compensation, that this is unacceptable. Now, I don't know if this young guy is going to continue to pursue trying to get into Cheshire Police or if he'll join another force. But, what the hell are the police thinking? Do they really want to keep the public safe? Because if they really do, then they will be looking for the best candidate. whether they be black or white or Asian. The point is, it should be the person that is going to be the best police officer or a good police officer. So I think it's a damn disgrace. And I do think that his speculation is probably correct. Sadly, there probably is a lot of this going on, but a lot of guys probably just thought, okay, well, maybe I don't have enough experience because maybe the reason wasn't given. Now, it is speculation, but to me, the fact that they're not denying it, if they hadn't refused his application on those grounds, I think they would have vocally said so. But so the point I would make is yes, there needs to be diversity in the police. I do understand that. I understand the need for it, but not at the price of actively discriminating against people solely because they happen to be in the majority demographic. That's clearly absurd. So shame on you, Cheshire Police. And this is not going to help public confidence because the public will think you're prioritizing virtue signaling and box ticking over public safety because you're not taking on candidates who may well be very capable police officers. It's a disgrace.